Welcome to the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast, the show where real estate investors talk strategy, capital, deals, and growth with your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey folks, welcome back. Today we got a special guest zooming in from Kansas City. Ben Allgeyer is a very experienced real estate investor, but as opposed to a lot of the folks I've been interviewing recently, Ben's more on the single family home side, and he's got a ton of experience doing flips. And these days he's doing something very, very different. And one of the things I love about what Ben's doing is he's kind of the anti-grind guy. So Ben, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So Ben, give us a little snapshot of what real estate investing looks like for you guys and your team as of, we're getting towards the middle of 2026 already.
Yeah, no doubt, right? It's moving quick. But yeah, the team, we've got a really small team, and we do that on purpose because back when we'll probably touch on this later, but back when we were doing loads and loads of flips, we had this massive team and this massive headache, and we were working 80 hours a week, and it was awful. Yeah. Just awful. So we've got a small team now, acquisitions team. We've got some help on the dispo side with our partners over at Easy REI Closings. And then, we're doing a lot of novations. That's what most of our deals are now, and just trying to keep it lean and mean and not work all day.
Well, so first things first, for folks who aren't familiar with that, well, first of all, what would you call your business model now? You used to be a flipper. We know what flipping is.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned novations. Some people got no idea what novations are. So what does that mean?
Yeah, it's just a hybrid between, a wholesale and a retail sale. We can get homeowners a little bit more money versus like a straight cash offer. Still no risk. And we go and, bring an agent in if an agent needs to be involved so we can get the property listed, get them more money. And we still make about the same rips as we were on wholesale deals.
So how does that work? Like, well, maybe if you don't mind, walk me through an example of a deal.
For sure.
Step by step. Just kind of tell me the story, paint the picture, just so we get an idea of what this actually looks like.
Yeah. So let's use just a random example. Let's say a house as is worth $200,000.
Okay.
And it would list on the market and sell for $200,000.
Okay. Got it.
But the after repair value might be $250,000. From investor math, to make a cash offer, a lot of us are using the 75% rule or the 70% rule. So at
after repair value.
Yeah. So at $250,000 times 70% minus rehab, that's significantly lower than what a homeowner could get if, they listed it at $200,000 and factored off commissions, closing costs, some repair items, and our profit. So we're typically $20,000 to $30,000 more than a cash offer, and we handle everything for the homeowner. So it's basically a white glove service for them. They don't have to worry about finding.
So sorry, back it up. Sorry to stop you there. I just want to make sure we understand.
Very good.
So if it were a $200,000 house, after repaired value $250,000, traditional flipper max they could probably offer, if we're looking at 70%, that's $140,000 minus hard costs, so knock off another 20 or 30. So you're down to like $110,000 all cash offer.
Yep.
So your model is you could go in and offer approximately how much for that house?
So let's say the house would list on the market for $200,000.
Yeah.
So we'll factor off about 10%. So at 200,000 times 0.9, that's 180. And that covers commissions, closing costs, some repair items.
Yeah, so that's about the same thing they'd get if they listed it with a realtor, right?
Correct. But they would have to go find the agent, deal with showings, negotiations back and forth. So we can give them 160 versus a 120. We make $20,000 in profit, and they still have the wash your hands easy button route.
Got it. Okay, so you're not offering them 180. They're netting. You're offering them 160. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then you guys do what?
So we will bring an agent in. So we'll go interview agents, bring one in, and then we basically consult the agent on how to handle negotiations, how to find their leverage points. A lot of agents don't understand leverage the way that some of us investors do because we just inherently have done more negotiations than most real estate agents have. And then, if something comes up at inspections that needs to be taken care of, like let's say an HVAC needs to be replaced, we'll go and front the cost of that, cover the cost of that so the homeowner doesn't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. That's already factored into that 10%. And then the homeowner still gets their guaranteed 160.
Okay.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
So what's the big appeal to the homeowner of doing that versus calling their brother-in-law, Fred, who's a realtor, and just getting them to list?
What happens when Fred tells them the price is, $250 that they can list it at, and that deal goes south? Now they have a bad relationship with their brother-in-law. Yeah. Plus, do you think Fred's going to cover the cost of inspection items for a lot of these homeowners that don't have extra cash in their pocket? Yeah. He's not.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's novations. Very, very cool. Is that the majority of your business these days? Are you doing some wholesale deals, or what do things look like?
Yeah, so it's about 80% right now. So we operate in 50 states. We get leads all over the country. So most of what we do, in small towns, it's hard to find comparables. So we'll just, throw this novation offer in front of them instead of trying to wholesale a deal where there's no buyers.
Right. Okay. Oh, that makes so that's your niche. You're not going where the competition is. You're going to smaller markets where there aren't going to be too many I buy houses kind of guys to compete with, and there aren't that many comps. So I mean, yeah, you're kind of like the only show in town for these folks.
We play the volume game.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right, so you're doing all of this at a distance. Going wide sounds very appealing. It also sounds very, very expensive. So what are you guys doing for lead gen that's working well for you these days?
So social media has been a big part of our business. We've made considerable number of relationships with partners because we can use their products. And if we love their product, we can go post it on our socials where we have 130,000 people that follow us. And a lot of these lead gen providers will just, give us leads. We'll split profits with them. So our lead gen is very different than most investment companies. We don't pay for our leads on the front end. So we get all these leads on the front end, and then we split profits at a percentage with these lead providers on the back end.
Smart. So you're leveraging social media, but you're not spending millions of dollars on Facebook ads and Google ads and all this kind of stuff like everybody else is. You're leveraging the relationship. You're finding joint venture partners who've got the leads.
Yep.
They give them to you. If you get a deal, you do a rev share with the partner.
Yep. Exactly right.
Very, very smart. So tell me a little bit about life before novations, your flipping business, and how you came to the conclusion to switch over to this.
When you're flipping 25 to 30 houses at a time, you don't have a life. And my business partner and I were just banging our heads against the wall every day going, we don't even want to come to the office. It's going to be this contractor calls us complaining about something. This didn't get done right. We're leading profit in one area because we're focused on something else. It just became this mountain that we were tired of climbing. And we sat down one day and said, why did we build a business? What was the purpose of building a business? It wasn't so that we could neglect our families and work 80 hours a week. That was not the idea behind this. So we took a step back and said, how do we simplify? And what do we want our lives to look like? I don't need $1 billion. I don't need $100 million. I don't care. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. It's not very expensive to live here. I can live a really good life.
Nice town too.
Yeah, good football team too, if you can see that right back there. But we just, had a conversation that a lot of people don't have. They're told to do all of these things like build your business, scale. But for what? What's the point? If you don't live the life that you want to live, what is the point of owning a business?
And what was it like to make that switch? Like, did you kind of just flip the switch and immediately go over this, or did you slowly transition over some time, Ben?
We slowly transitioned, built our buyers list, so we were able to offload a lot of the new deals that we were getting.
Yeah.
And then, it was expensive to find deals in our market.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like every dollar that was coming in was going back out to marketing for more properties.
Right.
So as we started to grow our social media, we're like, why don't we just go to the people that are doing the leads already? So we're not paying, $8,000 to $10,000 per deal.
Yeah.
To acquire a deal. Let's just go and try a different model that, many people don't have the ability to do because they don't have the presence that we do online.
So you made these connections with these, what would you call them?
They're PPL providers.
What's that?
They're pay per lead providers.
Pay per lead providers. So they're generating leads through ads and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
They're selling that service to other flippers, wholesalers, those kind of folks on a pay per lead basis.
Yep.
And you guys got smart and you said, well, let's not pay for their leads. Let's promote them to our followers who are could be customers of theirs.
Yep. Get
some free leads from these guys. So kind of, it's almost like barter. But in a sense, in a sense, then you're also paying them on the back end for any deals that you do.
Yeah, and we just showed them, listen, guys, we've done 700 plus deals. We know how to close deals, so this makes sense for you. Instead of selling your lead for $150, you could get a couple $1,000s on the back end from these leads. It's a no-brainer.
Plus some free advertising to 130,000 followers.
Yeah. And it wasn't always, it wasn't just, we found one lead provider and said, these are the ones we were going to promote. We make sure that all of the people that we promote, we actually use their services.
So how many are you promoting?
From the lead providers, it's one.
Oh, okay.
It's only one lead provider. They provide us all the leads that we need, 50 plus leads a day.
Wow.
But we went through multiple of these guys to find quality leads that weren't being sold to 12 different companies when they tell you it's only one company that's getting the leads.
Right. You're a pretty smart guy there, Ben. That's a really good idea, man.
A lot of the ideas that we have in the business do not come from me. I'm very good at surrounding myself with smarter people.
Well, whoever on the team thought of that was a great idea. That was fantastic. Very, very cool. So Ben, as we're wrapping things up here, I'm sure going to have some folks watching or listening to this who will be interested in finding out more about you and what you guys do and learning a little bit more about your secret sauce. Where should they go? What should they do to connect with you?
Instagram's like our hub for everything. So at the Ben Allgeyer is our Instagram. We've got, if it's not me in there that's responding, we've got people in there 24/7 that are responding to, anybody that's reaching out. So you'll be well taken care of if you reach out to us there.
All right. What's the handle one more time?
At the Ben Allgeyer.
Perfect. Ben, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Property Profits Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, apply at daveinterviews.com.